The Chosen One's Journey by DragonWolf12. Misty was fuming as she helped her friends pack up camp. The source of her anger was a Psyduck that she'd accidentally captured back in Hop 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 Town. They had just helped Officer Jenny solve a case of missing children and lethargic Pokemon when Nurse Joy mentioned her worry about how a Psyduck in her care was always holding its head. Brock, in his never-ending love craze over all things Joy, offered to take it off her hands. However, before he could capture it, Misty had tripped, and a Pokeball had fallen out of her bag and landed at Psyduck's feet, capturing it instead. Being a Water-type trainer, Misty normally wouldn't have had any problems with this. However, this Psyduck was stupider than a brick, and continually tested her thin patience by merely existing and staring at her blankly. Using his aura, Ash could tell that Psyduck had a lot of untapped potential, but no one had any idea how to access it. "Do you guys have any ideas?" Ash asked his Pokemon, as he observed Misty violently shove Psyduck's Pokeball into her bag. "She just needs to Aura Bond with it," Gibble said. "That would certainly work," Bulbasaur said. "But does she know how to yet?" "They don't have the right control yet," Ash said. "I don't think they could do it for another couple of weeks, if not months." "What if you were to guide them?" Lucario asked. "What do you mean?" Zoroa asked. "I mean, what if Ash were to use his aura to bind Misty's and Psyduck's auras together?" Lucario explained. "That might be possible," Nidorino said. "Do you think you could do it, Ash?" Zoroa asked. "I don't know," Ash admitted, "but I can try." "Hey, Misty!" Ash called, going over to her. "Yeah, Ash?" she said, having calmed down slightly. "Can you call out Psyduck?" he asked. "I have an idea that might solve your problems with it." She shrugged. "Sure." Brock wandered over, curious as Misty went digging into her bag. "What are you planning, Ash?" he asked. "Lucario had an idea," Ash said. "He thinks I might be able to act as a third party and guide Misty's and Psyduck's aura into a bond." "Is that possible?" Misty asked, surprised. "I don't know," Ash said. "Otherwise, I probably would have done it for you guys a long time ago." "So this is just an experiment?" Misty asked. "Is there any danger?" Ash shrugged. "Only to me, and only if both your and Psyduck's auras completely reject mine, which is really unlikely." "All right," Misty said. "Come on out, Psyduck!" With a flash of light, Psyduck appeared with its usual idiotically blank expression on its face. "I'm going to have Lucario help me," Ash said, releasing his aura Pokemon. "Place your hand on its head," he told Misty. Once she did, Ash and Lucario placed their hand and paw on hers and closed their eyes. The appendages on Lucario's head started levitating as they both accessed their aura. Working in perfect sync, Ash and Lucario gently reached out with their aura. Ash latched to Misty's aura, while Lucario did Psyduck. Working together, the two guardians in training gently interwove the two auras together, creating a bond. Once that was done, they retreated. Lucario completely extracted himself, while Ash hovered on the edge of Misty's consciousness to guide her. "Can you feel it?" he asked. "The bond." "Yes," she replied. "But it doesn't feel right. Somehow incomplete." "That's because it is," Ash said. "For the bond to remain permanent, both parties need to agree and settle it." "That is correct," a new voice said. "Thank you, Guardian, but I believe I can take it from here. Also, you must be absent for us to settle properly." Only slightly surprised, Ash merely gave a mental nod and extracted himself completely from Misty's mind and aura. Taking a step back, he smirked down at Psyduck's blank face. "So, that's his game," he thought. "Did it work?" Brock asked Ash as Lucario moved to stand next to him. "We started the bond," Ash said, patting Lucario for a good job. "Now it's up to them to complete it." "Does Misty know how?" Brock was eyeing them, at least Ash thought he was. "It's really more instinctual than anything else," Ash explained. "Not something anyone can know how to do." Suddenly, Misty's eyes shot open, and Brock stumbled back in surprise. Ash grabbed her arm to steady her, while Lucario kept Brock from falling. "I'm okay," she said. She was breathing heavily and staring at Psyduck. "Did it work?" Brock asked again. "Yeah," she nodded her head. "Ash, will you scan Psyduck? I want to know all his moves." "Sure," Ash said. He pulled out his Pokédex and pointed it towards Psyduck. "Psyduck, the duck Pokémon. It uses its vacant stare to lull enemies into a false sense of security, then uses various psychic abilities when they least expect it. This Psyduck is male and has the ability Swift Swim. He knows the moves Tail Whip, Scratch, Disable, and Confusion. Misty nodded. Thanks, Ash. She reached into her backpack and pulled out 5 more Pokeballs. Come on out, everybody! She tossed all the balls into the air and released all of her Pokemon. Without preamble, Misty went up to Staryu and placed a hand on its gem core. She closed her eyes and knelt down in front of it. What's she doing? Brock asked, turning to Ash to see his eyes glowing blue as he observed Misty. She's forming an aura bond with her Staryu, Ash said. I think she learned how to do it herself by default when we did the bond for her. Really? Brock looked hopeful. Do you think you could do the same for me? Sure, Ash said. Call out your Pokemon. Half an hour later, a very happy Brock and Misty were following Ash down the trail, all 3 having mental conversations with their various Pokemon. Hey guys, look at this! Misty was looking at a poster on the Pokemon Center billboard. Brock and Ash walked up to stand beside her. The Pokemon #1 Grand Prix, Brock read. A special tournament run by Silph specifically for fighting-type Pokemon, fully recognized by the league as a minor single-type tournament. Hey, that looks fun, Ash said. Registration starts tomorrow. I think I'll enter with Lucario. What about you, Brock? Could Geodude enter? Misty asked. Under the old rules, maybe, Brock said. But since they reclassified the term, only Pokemon that are actually fighting types are eligible. Besides, Lucario would have crushed Geodude to dust. Thanks, Brock, I think, Ash said. Anyway, I'm going to go get some training. You guys coming? I'm going to give my Pokemon a break, Misty said. It's been ages since I've taken a bath. And I've got a new recipe I'm working on for Rhyhorn, Brock said. Alright, see you later, Ash said. He walked out the door and made his way to the training fields out back. Come on out, guys, Ash said, throwing 7 Pokeballs into the air. With a bright flash, Lucario, Dratini, Charmeleon, Squirtle, Gibble, Beldum, and Nidorino appeared on the field. Pikachu hopped down from his shoulder to join his partners. Alright, Lucario, you've got a battle tournament tomorrow, Ash said. I want you all to have individual mock battles with each other. Switch partners every 15 minutes, half strength. All of the Pokemon got to work, partnering up and throwing attacks at each other. Half an hour later, Ash was observing a match between Beldum and Nidorino when a bright light on the other side of the field caught his eye. He looked over in surprise to see Squirtle glowing brightly. He grew taller, and small fangs protruded from his mouth. His tail and ears grew longer and became covered in bluish-white fur. The white energy burst away to reveal a newly evolved Wartortle. Great job, Wartortle! Ash said happily. He pulled out his Pokédex and scanned his new Pokemon. Wartortle, the turtle Pokemon, and the evolved form of Squirtle. Its large tail is covered with rich, thick fur that deepens in color with age. The scratches on its shell are evidence of this Pokemon's toughness in battle. Upon evolution, Wartortle learns the moves Ice Beam and Water Pulse. Excellent! Ash grinned. We'll be sure to win the tournament tomorrow.